Hello, welcome to Billy Ho Sports. Big weekend continues, more coverage. We're hitting two big stakes races at Aqueduct, the Champagne and the Frizzette. Also going to have some coverage coming up for Keeneland on Saturday. I've created a couple of new playlists, one for Aqueduct Racing, one for Keeneland Racing. That way you can find those real quick like for the subscribers. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel and take advantage of that. While you're at it, hit that like button too. And let's get into this. We got two races to cover, so let's get after it. And race number 7 on the card is going to be the Grade 1 Frizzette. That's 8 furlong on the dirt, 1 turn out of the chute, 2-year-old fillies. Just an FYI, you can see number 1 in prime power. The Queen's MG is cross-entered in the Alcibiades at Keeneland. And I could not decide if I thought that she was going to go here or there. And the only thing that I can decide on is if Saffie Joseph thinks, and which I would think as well, this is going to be her 6th start. About time to see how she does on 2 turns. And that 1.16 Alcibiades is the 2 turns. This is still a 1-turn mile, even though it is the likely progression from 7 to 8. And I think she's going to bounce back regardless of which one she goes in. I don't think she took to that muddy slog fest. It was pouring down raining. I mean, it was really, really wet and nasty. So we're going to draw a line through that one. And I love that Adirondack domination win. Dominated in the Schulerville before that. So she's coming along just nicely in this mix. But of course, the big dog we might as well talk about already is going to be Senza Parole for Chad Brown, Irad Ortiz aboard. Big monster win, maiden breaker, run a 98. Just really, really looked good. Super fast all the way around. You can see the speed figures, 91, 97, and a late pace. This is at 6. Gun Runner Sire, that's checkbox. So you can see average wind distance 7.4 and 8.0. So you got Senza T out of Street Cry on the dam side. So that's where you get an 8.0 average wind distance. So this horse can go 3.24 sire production index. So that's a horse that we're not going to have any problem getting that mile whatsoever. So next thing I wanted to talk about, if she does go, like I said, if the Queen's MG does go, Dylan Davis is on the mount. Joel Rosario is going to ride Snow White. I like this effort. Adding blinkers didn't quite get there. I don't know if the blinkers had anything to do with it. She was just caught late. Maybe she got distracted. She was on the inside rail going down the stretch, and I really did look a little bit lackadaisical. So maybe she was like looking at the rail or looking around or something. And so she was caught in the final 70 yards in that race. Well bet debut, 29% first route. Technically, this is a route, but it's only a 1-turn route. So rail post is going to help. Danny Gargan, trainer, Good Magic, sire. Danny Gargan trains Dornock, the half brother. So Snow White, we're going to get after it. Now, Pondering looks pretty interesting. Early speed figures, Godolphin. This was the one. Goes from Luan Mikado to get Flavian Pratt. Big upgrade at jockey. Longer distance, hard spun. Brendan Walsh, trainer. Pondering, I think, will be a good value play. Might get a little bit more money due to the jockey change, but I like this race overall. There was another horse, Social Fortress was the other one I was going to mention that I think is a player. 2 pretty easy 11-length victory in the maiden breaker, and then she got home easily and in the sorority going a mile at Monmouth, and she was obviously a super heavy favorite, but she just had no pressure whatsoever on the lead. So she's going to have to be faster. She did get the mile from going up from the 5.5 or from the 5 furlongs that was off the turf. So Jamie Hess has got a good one, or Jamie Ness has got a nice one here. Jamie Rodriguez, the Jamie combo. So moving up in class, and we'll have to contend with a little outside post, but I don't think that's that big a deal. But you can see the speed figures 84s, 81, 81. So she's definitely going to have to be faster. So hard to go against Senza Paroli here, but if I do, I'm considering if Queen's MG does go, definitely consider her or Snow White, then a couple others like Social Fortress and Pondering underneath. I like Pondering as maybe going off as a bit of a long shot. So that is going to cover us for the Frizzette. So now we're going to go to the Champagne, and that is the champagne, making a little joke there. So Grammar Police on YouTube, don't tell me, sir, you pronounced that wrong. Anyway, we're going to start off. It's 1 mile. This is mostly the boys. It is for 2-year-olds. So if any fillies did feel like they were good enough, they could get in. But we're going to have the boys 1 mile. Same thing. Breeders' Cup, obviously your favorite, yours and mine, Chancellor McPatrick. Hell of a good race before, but we're going to start with little Zozo. I keep wanting to say little Jojo, but it's little Zozo. And out of by Sea Wizard, Smoke Glacken, big race, but like I said, not a lot of pressure. Then took 3 straight cracks at a 66 state bred maiden to get it done. So I don't think, even though third in prime power, I don't think I'll have interest. Tip Top Thomas, I'll have interest in. Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz, what can you say about that? The big early 100 speeds and still held a nice 87 on the way home and a really nice win by a head in the maiden debut, heavily bet. And so that is going to be a good horse. Volatile by Violence is the sire. So that one is, I believe, first crop and having success so far. Lethal Speed, I don't think I'll have interest in. Moplex is one that you probably won't see Moplex on the final tally because I think I might have just forgot to include. But Moplex is 3 for 3 and a greatest stakes win in the Sanford, even though maybe it wasn't the Studley Do Right and 3 Echoes. Those lot might not be developing like they should be, but 3 straight wins is 3 straight wins, consistent speed across the board, and funny side 200K. So what can you say? And Sprinter Route is 25% trainer. Manny Franco takes over the mount. So Irad can't ride them all, right? Uncaged is an interesting one. Vacoma Rides is another one. And yes, Vacoma Rides, sired by Vacoma. Next up is Smoking Wicked. These are the two. Actually, I didn't really have much, maybe slight interest in Pletcher's Uncaged. Probably going to be an overlay. Curlin, sire. I mean, everything looks strong as far as the horse goes. 92 speed rating. Windstar Farms. This is a very competitive race. It's really going to be hard to nail it down. Vacoma Rides, sired by Vacoma, as I said, big win in debut. Gonna be stretching it out a little bit. It was only 6 furlongs. Then Smoking Wicked. I like Smoking Wicked as kind of a value play here. 1 first out. Then Dallas Stewart took over June 1st after that race and immediately saw something. So we're going to say, go ahead and try the Bashford Manor. Runs pretty well there. Not super big numbers, but did get a little bit behind early, got clipped, but did close to second. Then another promotion to the Saratoga Special and got third place. But you can see in the stretch, if you watch the replay, she got into the lean game with a horse for a few minutes. But then once she broke free of that, she ran on and kept the third. So then she ran in the big hopeful where Chancellor McPatrick, but she was out front for a majority of this race and then just kind of gave it up drifted out a little bit and got tired at the end, but really strong showing in the hopeful. So I don't know. It's going to be tough. Average win distance. Bobby's Wicked One. This is probably really, really small sample size uh, because you only have an average win distance of 4.5. That tends to lead me to believe that this is a first crop and not too many are out there right now doing it. So Smoking Wicked, I just trust my eyes and I mean, almost 6.5 furlongs of really good running. So if she can get a little bit more fit coming into the race, she could definitely threaten. But like I said, Colonel Bob, no thanks. Didn't think he had the speed. But number 10 is the one, and you probably just watched the hopeful. But what you didn't see is the start that Chancellor McPatrick got out of the 8 post. So hit gate, bumped, lost the iron. You can see the jockey hanging halfway off the horse, practically trying to get this horse back under control. So she gets behind, but she comes back. So it wasn't really that big of a deal. She was just running, and she's just telling Flavian Pratt, "Just hang on, dude. We'll get there." And so then they did, and Flavian got control of the horse and just got down the stretch, and you saw the close. Really good race. So, if barring any unforeseen trip trouble, I think Pratt will have her closer to the pace if need be, and she's the one to beat, and probably would put her on top. And then I like well, that's going to do it. Actually, I was going to look at the track bias real quick, and then we'll bump out of here. You can see the early speed rules of the day, early pressers. So Chancellor McPatrick from the outside post will have her work cut out for her. But like I said, Pratt is a master tactician. I think he'll have her there. So we're going to go ahead and close out the show. Top selection for the Champagne. Hard to go against Chancellor McPatrick. Then you have Pletcher's Tip Top Thomas, Moplex at 12-1 morning line. That seems off to me. 2 stakes victories already. So more value plays are Smoked Wicked and Vekoma Rides. And that's going to cover these 2 races at Aqueduct. And I'm going to have more to come, lots to cover. So we got to get back at it. So this is Billy Ho signing off. Subscribe and like. See you soon.